I'm very good with a spade and a pen, but not so good with giving a speech. Believe me, it's suicidal to speak after such talented speakers as Mrs. Kaja and Mr. Nadenda and Mrs. Jennifer Msima. Now, getting myself together, let me first thank Mrs. Jennifer Msima for having accepted to be our guest of honor this evening. And I look forward to talking gardening with you, madam, whenever I have the time to spare. Secondly, I'm happy to welcome Mrs. Victoria Sitego, seated at the opposite end, whose presence here is invaluable. As she is an advocate of promoting a better reading culture in Uganda. Now, Mr. and Mrs. Patrick Rigatore, it's a pleasure to have you here with us. Thank you very much. Simply Paradise is a gardening and landscaping consultancy firm which has widened its horizon, publishing environment-related information. It is an advocate of going green, and its publication today is just a small fraction towards this cause. Getting a gardening book written and published has been a big dream come true, and sincerely I tell you it has been a dream. And I thank the Lord very much for having blessed us through the past years. The whole process has been a wonderful experience and adventure that has run for over 8 years, with collecting information and taking pictures, but mainly spent in reading. Yes, I spent a lot of time dreaming of what kind of a gardening book I wanted to see on my coffee table and in bookstores. And self-publishing under Simply Paradise, in association with Africa Speaks, enabled me the opportunity to perfect my dream. I was able to create page by page with precisely what I wanted the readers to read and learn. And I'm grateful to the Lord for that. In writing this book, the objectives were, 1, to create and raise awareness of the potential of gardening and landscaping for the preservation of good climate and for the positive benefits both in commercial and residential tastes. And number 2, it was to promote tropical plants and provide knowledge for their care. Now that this has been achieved, the next step is to use part of the book proceeds towards a selected environment preservation project in Uganda. I look forward to Mrs. Musisi in guiding me along those lines. And number 2 is to donate some books to the gardening clubs in our schools. I thank Protea Kaponge, Director of Africa Speaks Publishing Company, our mistress of ceremony today, who edited the book and was a driving force during the project. All nice things come to an end. However, I hope this is the beginning of a new chapter, getting our environment in good order. We are gifted by nature, and it is a shame that we care less for free gifts and instead hunger for what is so hard to achieve, which is so typical Ugandans, I don't know. But why should we look for other things which are so hard to get when we have such free weather, beautiful land, and very full of minerals and manure and everything, and yet we try to get things which we cannot afford, and in the end we don't achieve our goals. We must try to make our country at all levels, in the rural, urban areas, in our institutions, offices, and everywhere around us, friendly to nature, for good environment preservation, and as an example of what worthwhile development. Today's young generation is very fortunate for being born in an era of abundant information. Practically, there is no reason of being a failure today. The message I wish to leave with them is first to identify who you are, which is so important, and what your passion is, and then pursue it. Now I need to say thank you. I thank Mr. Apollo Mtashwera, who is here with us today. Prince Apollo Mtashwera, who is here. He introduced me to a number of professional photographers who sharpened my skills in taking photographs. Actually, I would like to start out of the back. He introduced me to CID photographers, criminal investigation photographers. And so you can imagine all the pictures were taken after thorough investigation. I thank Mr. Patrick Aturi and Carol for having trusted me and allowed the grounds of Protea Hotel to invite me unity for practicing my gardening skills in 2007. And again, I thank them wholeheartedly for partly sponsoring this event. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Carol. I thank Mr. Zemshin of Balton, Uganda, for his kind generosity towards this function. And to many of you, my dear friends whom I haven't mentioned, for your generous support. I wish to thank the lawyers at Kasevi and Kampala Advocates for having helped me in getting our all legal requirements in order. They wouldn't forgive me if I didn't mention them, especially Mr. Kasevi wouldn't. Yeah. And I thank the editors of the Features Department at New Vision for ensuring that my weekly column is well written. Thank you so much. Now I will thank the organizing committee, Mrs. Naume Panguzi, my sister, Mrs. Nebo Mugume, my sister also, Mrs. Rodika Konge Riondo, Mrs. Susan Misaba, who is baptizing the MC, my daughter, Mrs. Patricia Rukidi, my daughter, Mr. Kamukanga, and Mr. Boaz Shani, a great friend, and Mr. Alan Milisha, for sparing their treasured time to prepare for this function. Thank you very much. Now let me thank Ambassador James Mugume, who was meant to be our MC, but is absent on official duty abroad, for having walked this journey with me, and for the many gardening books he collected on my behalf. Thank you, Uncle James. Finally, and with much love, I thank my family, especially my husband, Enoch, seated here with me, for having agreed with my dream and trusted my ability to turn it into reality. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for having spent this day with us. Thank you.